at a Cooper dealership. And at the end of the show, Sherry is going to be giving you a list of those dealerships where you can go. Now, let's hit the road to North Brookfield.
It's time for the Cooper Automotive Group's road trip to our viewer's pick, North Brookfield. We're traveling in a new 2008 Ford Focus, thanks to the guys at Cooper Ford in Camden. The hamlet of North Brookfield is located 7 miles south of Waterville, just off Route 12, and like its neighbor, was a major hop-producing region. Today, much of the surrounding area is state-owned, with many trails for hiking, skiing, and snowmobiling. To learn its history, we visit the Town of Brookfield Historical Society.
Well, it started with hops, and then it ended up with dairying, and a lot of the dairy farms have gone out, and so most of the people are independent. They work someplace else, or they're contractors or builders here.
Today, people settle here for quiet country living. Why did early pioneers settle here?
Well, one reason was water from Gorton Lake. It came down, and there was a mill at Gorton Lake, and it went on down through North Brookfield. Another mill cropped up, which is called Kling's Mills, and the upper end of North Brookfield, which is now only got a firehouse and church in it, that was the main drag of North Brookfield. There's a North Brookfield, South Brookfield, West Brookfield, and Leonardsville. And North Brookfield is in the northwest corner near the 9 Mile Swamp.
We're at the Town of Brookfield Historical Society, and as Elizabeth pointed out, this area was very well known for hops. It was the heartbeat of the area. As a matter of fact, there are some hop pickers in the picture behind me, and when you come here to this museum, you will see hundreds of items, including what I've got in my hand and over my shoulder. This is a hop pole puller, and this is a hop pole plunger. And then the hop pickers would go for a picnic from here in Sylvan Beach every summer. But it was the heart of this area economically and in terms of the community. Hops were everything. They were hopping.
They all were kind of a big family in North Brookfield, and we all know everybody and we all help each other out. There's families that started the Waterville Ambulance Corps, and their grandchildren are still in it. The same family started the fire department, and their grandchildren are still in that. So it's a very close-knit community, and Kling's Mills is the center of town now.
As Perk mentioned, this has always been a tightly knit community. In the 1800s, there was an innkeeper here who was African American. His name was Laban Albee, and he was a leading citizen. One day, a group of vigilantes came into town and kidnapped him because they wanted to pass him off as a runaway slave for the reward money. The citizens of North Brookfield were not about to let that happen to one of their own, so they armed themselves and they went after those vigilantes and they rescued Laban, and they gave those vigilantes a run for their money. North Brookfield is home to all kinds of famous authors. There's my friend Elizabeth and my friend Jack Henke. And then there is a fellow by the name of Maurice Hindus, who was a Russian immigrant. He decided to settle here in North Brookfield, and he graduated from Colgate University and then ended up publishing 18 books. Maurice is an internationally renowned author, but this book right here, Green Worlds, is about North Brookfield. So if you want to learn more about it yourself, get a hold of a copy of it. This is typical of a one-room schoolhouse. There used to be 5 of these in North Brookfield. This one is right next to the Town of Brookfield Historical Society. When you come here, check out the blackboard because it's a genuine one. It is 1, 2, 3, 4 boards that are painted black.
Loomis gang lived long ago near Sangerfield, counterfeited, murdered, and stole. They sold stolen horses they had hidden in the swamp.
On our trip to Waterville a couple of years ago, we learned about the Loomis gang, and you may recall that the nemesis of the Loomis gang was Sheriff Filkins. Well, Sheriff Filkins is buried here on a hill in North Brookfield, and the interesting thing about his gravesite is that it's facing west toward the 9 Mile Swamp, where he can keep an eye on the Loomis gang for all eternity.
As legend goes, Wash Loomis still rides his horse.
The North Brookfield Baptist Church was built over 200 years ago. Its stained glass windows are circa 1900. Much like the resourceful spirit of this region, the congregation recently used materials from the North Brookfield Union School, slated to be demolished, to build an addition for a dining area and Sunday school classes. The North Brookfield countryside is the ideal area for a Sunday drive. Lightly traveled roads that lead you to quiet lakes like Bailey and Gorton. At the northwest corner of Gorton Lake, Richard leads us to a secret waterfall. There's no trail, no railings, and a steep drop. It's not for the faint of heart or children.
Delia's mama cried, Delia's daddy moaned. It wouldn't have been so hard, I guess, if Delia had died at home. Now she's gone, yeah, she's gone.
We head back to the heart of North Brookfield. Main Street turns to Swamp Road when it crosses Route 12, and here we find Kling's Mill, positioned along the once busy railroad tracks of the DL&W.
Through the fire in 74, that old house still survives. It stands among the maples that were planted once with pride.
I am at the North Brookfield Mall, and inside this one building you can find a hardware store, a grocery store, a clothing store, and an old-fashioned diner where you can come in and have breakfast all day long or feast on a homemade pie like butterscotch or coconut cream. Kling's Mill was built back in the late 1800s alongside the tracks of the DL&W Railroad. That's the Delaware, Lackawanna, and Western Railroad. Of course, back then people referred to it as being the delay, linger, and wait. After your meal, you can linger a while here, shop around a little bit, and then perhaps buy something like I did. That's the new look, and they're made in America. Today, it is owned and operated by the Beach family, and I had the good fortune to meet a few of the fourth generation Beachies.
When you get to heaven where the angels sing, God will grant you peace, you earn your wings. Sing a song for me and let your banjo ring. When you get to heaven where the angels sing. When you get to heaven where the
I am on a location here in North Brookfield that is actually called Main Street. It's a farm that was originally bought by a doctor who was a doctor in the Civil War. When he came here, he started to grow hops. After the hops died off, it then became a dairy farm. It is now still a dairy farm, and it's owned by the Shebzik family. There are two generations who operate the farm now, and we just found out, or you just found out as of yesterday, there's going to be a third generation to run this farm. There is something new here in the Mohawk Valley for farmers from which they can make additional income and also feed their livestock. You have probably noticed fields of these as you've been driving around the valley, wondering what it might be. Well, it's soybeans.
Since I could walk. I've been doing it for 31 years. Wouldn't want to do anything else. Love it.
To see what we can see, traveling round the Mohawk Valley. Let's see what we can see. It's time for the Cooper Group's road trip. It's time for the Cooper